This is a product I designed that I'm incredibly proud of. I think it's something that stands out among some of the other ones that are similar or in its same category, in this field of leathercraft. And I spent a lot of time kind of doing some research and development, trial and error with it, trying different materials. And I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. This is my leather Valet tray. It can also be used as a dice tray. I call it a Valet tray, which is essentially just a little thing that you can put your keys in, your pocket knife, your wallet, your chapstick, whatever it is that you have in your pockets, kind of like a place for a pocket dump. So it can be on your desk or your bedside table or next to your front door, just for convenience and organization. Anyway, I designed this with a acrylic inlaid floor. I call it the floor, and an acrylic inlaid wall on each side, all four sides. And that essentially just gives this thing a little bit more rigidity, a little bit more structure. And I'm really proud of the way that it turned out. I think that it's something that feels and looks high quality. Not to say that any of the other ones in this category or in this field don't look high quality. There are some that look amazing. And they all have a similar feature of the pinched corners, which mine also does. It's a very, very common thing for Valet trays or dice trays. But this one here, I've never seen anybody do the acrylic or some kind of hard inlay for the floor and the walls. The floor feels super structural. It feels super rigid. The walls feel super structural. A lot of the issues that I come across with Valet trays or dice trays is that they become floppy. The wall, for lack of a better word, the walls of the tray kind of flop over. They don't have a lot of structure, a lot of rigidity to them. And I know I've said those words a bunch of times, but I think they're the best words that I can come up with to really describe what I think about this product. I think going through the motions of making them without any of these inlays left me not necessarily disappointed, but that kind of is the best word I can come up with right now. I felt disappointed in the result. I always felt like it was good enough, but good enough isn't always good enough, if you know what I mean. So I wanted to add this little bit of thickness to it, this little bit of structure. And the acrylic was a no-brainer because I already housed acrylic. I already stocked acrylic in-house for some of my other projects, mainly my acrylic templates that I sell for some of my products for DIY crafters. But using that and some of the offcuts to make the inserts for the Valet tray was a no-brainer. It worked out really, really well. And I know it doesn't seem like it's totally coming together just yet, but once I start riveting those sides together, those corners together, it just becomes just one complete awesome-looking product, in my opinion. And this here is actually one of my newest leathers. This is the Evergreen Balmoral, which is a beautiful oiled and waxed pull-up leather that leaves sort of lighter streaks when it creases, so the corners of this particular product look awesome. And then this customer who ordered this actually paired it with citrus stitching, which is what you saw there. And the acrylic inlay actually gives it 2 layers of the stitching. You can see the stitching around the base and then the stitching around the corners or the outside corners of the walls. And I think it just adds so much detail to this. And this is one of those products where the details really matter. The antique brass tubular rivets that I use to pinch those corners, and the kind of bulge that the acrylic gives you for the walls gives it some shape. It looks really supple and soft, but it has that rigidity. In my opinion, one of my better products that I've made.